count rows is like a meticulous head count. It's going to go and count the number of rows in a table. This will help you quickly gauge what is the size of your data set. So again, what it does is it counts the number of rows in a table. The syntax is going to require the table within the COUNTROWS function, and it will return a whole number. You can't have any incomplete rows. You either get it or you don't. So a good example is if we wanted to know the employee count, we might count rows on the employee directory table. That'll let us know how many in total employees we have. Let's build it out. All right, so I'm on the count rows page here. And what I'll do is go ahead and start a new measure. And what we'd like to do here is get a count of our total transactions. So we're going to put in our parentheses count rows, and I'm going to put in transaction count. All right, I want to figure out how many transactions I had overall. So I'm going to count on my table. So we'll do count rows, and then the table we want to count the number of rows on. And that's going to be my fact internet sales, right? That fact table carries my events, my transactions, each row by row. So now I can get a total amount of transactions by assessing count rows, fact internet sales. Great thing to have. I'll hit enter here, and then I'm going to bring in our count rows to the card here and about 60,000. So I have about 60,000 here, and if I bring that over to the table, now I get to see that I have about 60,398, and I can see which transactions are by country here out of that 60,000 total. Seems pretty simple that you're just counting up the rows in a table, but it gives you a lot of insight. In this case, we're figuring out, hey, are we having a lot of transactions or not? And if you compare that to the sales amount, pretty interesting to see. Of course, we're selling a lot more transactions to the sales, but we could really dive in and get more out of our data with a simple function like count rows.